Hi there, everybody. I sure hope you're doing okay. I've been chewing on some meat here, and I want to share it with you. God wants to get to the root of the issues in your life, in my life. This is a season of God exposing the root, displaying the root cause. It's a season of God digging deep in our life and getting at the root of why we respond, why we react, why we think, why we do what we do, because He wants to free us from that. He wants to cut us free from it. He wants us to walk in liberty away from it, in newness of life. And so I've been stewing on how many times God has said to people, "Where are you?" You know, it started with Adam and Eve in the garden. He asked Hagar, and throughout the Old Testament, He asked people, "Where are you?" And just a reminder, God doesn't ask people, "Where are you?" because He doesn't know. God asks people, "Where are you?" for them to identify where they are. And I feel like for us, for me, that's what He's saying. Debbie, where are you? And what is it at the root that we need to dig up? Reading through Genesis again, I love it in the Passion Translation. I am stunned at how Abraham lived his life in faith. And I'm also equally stunned that his son Isaac lived with the same faith. But what flabbergasts me is the very same sin that Abraham did in lying about his wife, in lying about her beauty and saying she's just my sister. That very same sin was passed on to his son. And several chapters after Abraham did that, his son did exactly the same thing. Lied about his wife being his wife, said, "Oh no, she's just my sister." And it gripped me. Family sin, family iniquity, the roots that go back to family. All of us have stuff that's been passed on ancestrally. Traditions, thoughts, all kinds of stuff. Sin, iniquity. I'm in Hawaii, and we've had a wonderful trip here. But it dawned on me as my husband and son and I were driving back from a location that this is where my husband's mother and father met and fell in love and decided to be married. And it also dawned at me that that was the starting point of the Cheney family. And because Dennis's mom was Hawaiian, her ancestors were here. And Andy was from Ohio, but that their coming together was the beginning of Dennis and his sisters. And here we were in Hawaii at the beginning of the Cheney family. Hang with me, we'll hang, this will all click together. And it dawned on me, we were here with my son and his new bride. And I thought, Lord, I want to break off of my son and his wife any family iniquity, any family grudges, any family anger, hatred, resentment, bitterness. I want to break off any reactions. I want to break off from him in the spirit the things that Dennis and I passed on to Carrington, the things that we received through our parents, and we've transmitted and we've displayed and we've modeled and we've been the example of. I want to break off any negative off of my son and his wife and his children. And so we came back to the hotel room and we just prayed. We prayed for a freedom. We prayed for a release. We prayed for any kind of iniquity, any roots that had been started here in Hawaii with Andy and Kitty, and any other roots with Richard and Beverly. We broke them off of our son in prayer. Now you're going, Debbie, you're kind of weird. Maybe I am. But what I am very passionate about right now is in your life and in my life, God wants to get to the root. And I just want to encourage you, look deep within. Don't just look at the X amount of years you've lived. Look at your family, look at your family history, and say, God, what is it that I don't want in my life anymore, and I don't want passed on to my children? I don't care if they're grown or if they're young. It's time to be free. Where are you, God would say. Where are you? And then let him dig deep and uproot that stuff that is just reproducing poison. Thank you for listening, but thank you even more for taking this to heart and asking the Lord to uproot in your life any iniquity, any bitter root, anything that's not producing 100-fold peace, love, and God's presence. Thanks for listening. Go with God.